Hey, it's your girl B and Tay, and you're listening to us say more from both sides. Before we jump into tonight's conversation, I think it's important that we understand what projection is. I know we've all heard it in podcasts, um, TikTok, Instagram, pretty much everywhere. We've heard the word a lot, but we don't always recognize when it's happening. Projection is when someone takes a part of themselves that they are uncomfortable with and place them onto someone else. This can be hurt, guilt, insecurities, or even their own actions. The most important thing that I want you to remember is when someone is projecting, it's usually more about what's going on with them than it is about you. Which brings me to the first question. And that question is, have you ever experienced projection? By you or to you, what causes a person to project?
Yes, it can definitely be annoying, but I'm sure it's been a time where I did the same, knowingly or unknowingly. I think everyone has, whether we know it or not. And people often say for example, like, oh, you try to be perfect, or you're never right or wrong. I'm sure there was a time, even, I'm sure I probably thought, like, why is this person acting like that? But it really probably was me for the things that I was going through or just being in my head. And I feel like a lot of people project when it comes to, I guess, in my life, just based off conversations, when it comes to like kids and relationship wise. And sometimes it's just like, whoa, slow your roll. Like, just because it happened to you, or you have lots of life examples of that, doesn't mean that it is going to happen to the next person. And we all have to remember that. We all know, like, the possibilities, of course, like we see many outcomes of everything, and we are highly aware of what could be, which ultimately, like, leads us to our decisions and leads us down our own life journey. And I feel like when people project, it can be for a different amount of reasons. Sometimes it could be like for jealousy. Um, they could just go off of their own self experiences. It can even, just another example, it can even be misinterpreted. People think that they are giving advice or guidance, but it can come off in the wrong manner as projecting. And I think some people are just aware of that, and others aren't.
I can agree with that. Based on my experience, I feel like I've been experiencing projection more times than I probably realized. The more I started doing research on projection for this episode, the more I realized that a lot of people have been projecting onto me for a really long time. I can't really say what caused each person in my life to do this, but I can say that projection tends to happen when people start to feel exposed, when I catch on to bullshit, or I'm not accepting anymore, like, bullshit. That's just really the word for it. The shift focuses on me instead of them taking accountability for it. So, and I probably projected on people too and not realized it, but for me, I feel like it's not me trying to be mean or petty or anything like that. It's probably something that I did without noticing. So,
Going back to what you said about exposure, I just thought about this because of what you said. Do you think that the exposure brings out fear, and that's why people often project that way?
it could be fear, or it could be fear, or it could be they just don't simply want to get caught, I feel like.
Yeah, hiding their hand.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because they know it's a 50-50 possibility that whatever situation it is, that the situation could be over. There could be no fixing it. So I don't think it's fear. I just think it could be fear, or it could just be they don't want to get caught. They want to continue doing what they want to do. So
Yeah, I agree. I can see that. So, do you think that projection is a form of manipulation and narcissism?
um, I do. It could be a form of manipulation. I'm definitely not saying that everybody is a narcissist, but I do feel like they overlap each other. I've seen people project and gaslight and blame others to avoid accountability. I've seen that multiple times. Um, I feel like it becomes less about solving the issue, and I feel like people just want to control the narrative. They want it to go their way instead of it going wherever it needs to go naturally. So if they can make a person question themselves, then they don't have to take responsibility for anything because you're putting that responsibility on you. So
You think gaslighting became a trend, or do
I
you
feel like
really
it's
think
been a
it's in?
trend. I feel like it's been there. I don't feel like it's becoming a trend. I feel like it's always been there. There's different forms of it, but I feel like it's always been there.
Only because, like with social media, I feel like that's all they do is gaslight, and it just seems like it's a trend for attention at
Yeah,
times.
for social media, it probably is because you are gaining exposure. You're benefiting from that. But I feel like it's always been there because people like to get a reaction out of other people. Social, whether it's social media or relationship.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
thinking, I was thinking that just because the word, like, it's always been there, just like the word demure, like it's always been there, but now at a certain point, it's just a trend because it's very popular. And I feel like I don't know why I went to social media, but I just automatically thought like that's where people gaslight the most for attention, and it just I don't know, it just became a trend, and it just don't seem like people. This is probably off topic. I don't know why I thought about this, but
I feel
like
like
people don't really.
I feel like they do it to get their money or to get the exposure that they need to make money. But I feel like gaslighting has always been there. Gaslighting has always been a thing that families do when they link up. I feel like gaslighting is always something that happens in a relationship when they want to get a reaction out of you and make you feel like you're crazy or delusional. So maybe it's a trend online, but I feel like it's always been there.
Mhm.
It's just not out in the open. Usually it's within family, within the relationship, behind closed doors, as opposed to just being out in the open where everybody can see it or click on it and see it. Next question. How do you handle projection from others? What was someone's response to you?
My response, it depends really. Sometimes I'm just like whatever. I roll my eyes, I move on, go on about my day, and then sometimes I might say something back. I might tell somebody, put them in their place. And then other times, I just pray and be like, it is what it is. And then others' response, I feel like sometimes they would probably look at me like what you talking about? Like you good? Like what's wrong with you? But usually I try to do like positive projections as well, if anything. Like because I know that I finished school, I always put that on my friends that, are working hard to finish. Like, you will do it. It's gonna happen for you. Just positive projections about us like moving up in life and just feeling better about a lot of things, stuff like that.
Okay. For me, I take it with a grain of salt. I feel like if it's something that I need to check or I need to like reflect on, then I will. But if I know it's not the case, I'm just like, I'll probably just give that person a side eye and be like, okay, I can see this is not about me. This is about you.
Hmm.
And I'm not about to carry your baggage. This is something you're going to have to deal with because I'm not dealing with it.
Right.
And I'll just leave it at that. And then when it comes to a response, I don't give really people a response anymore. Um, and actually, I just found out that a recent conversation, um, certain things that happen, whether it's good or bad. I give off very nonchalant. It's no reaction. Um, and I think it's just because I've put in my brain to not give people a reaction that they're looking for. Even if I'm pissed off, you're not going to get it. I will go scream, yell, cuss somewhere else before I give you the satisfaction of doing that. So I don't really give people a reaction, and that pisses them off. So,
Yeah. And no reaction is a reaction. I was just talking to somebody the other day about, we was just giving each other examples about things people said and the reactions we gave. That's so funny.
yeah, no, I wouldn't dare give a person a reaction. You really gotta,
It depends on what it is, though.
at this point, it does depend on what it is, but if that's the case, we fighting, and then we gonna leave it at that. I ain't doing nothing else. That's because that's I don't know. That's how I feel like I've trained my brain so much that even if I am pissed off, you will never see it on my face. But I can be heated on the inside, but you won't even tell. And that's a conversation that I just had with somebody today. Like I'm not I don't know, when you go through certain things, it's just like for me I just train myself to not give nobody no reaction. So yeah.
Why is projection common in relationships?
I feel like projection is common in relationships because people don't want to own up to what they do. It's easier to blame somebody. It's easier for you to blame them and then they can blame you instead of just taking accountability. I feel like for an example, cheating, especially like a person will be like, "Oh, who you're talking to? Um, what else they be saying? Why you not answering the phone?" And then they start accusing you of cheating. Whole time it's them. They're
Right.
the ones out cheating. They're the ones not answering the phone. Every time you ask them who it is, it's either they homie or they mama or they grandma. Top three. And yeah, I mean they're doing everything that they're saying you do. So I feel like it just shifts the attention away from them and puts it on you, and you're always in defensive mode. Like you always got to defend yourself about every little thing that you do, or you have to show your phone, like, look, I'm not texting this person, or look, I'm not even talking to this person, or whatever the case may be. So that's why I feel like it's in relationships because nobody wants to take accountability from both sides, men and women. So
Yeah, I've been in that type of situation before. That's too much. I think for me, maybe it's also like adding on to that. Also, I think people be unhealed or they haven't fully done like self reflection. So they carry like things like trauma and behaviors and feelings from somewhere in the past. Probably there was an incident that broke trust, and now things are very speculative. And like you said, putting blame on the other person, like pointing fingers, trying to hide what you did or lessen what you did. And sometimes, like you said, relationships also expose us in different ways. There's insecurities, the flaws, the unsaid thoughts, the fears, but like not only is projection common in relationships, I feel like when it comes to conversations in general, there's certain um, popular conversations where projection gets brought up the most, and even I think one of those is relationships. And people often like are so miserable like with their partner, and somehow
Mm.
they'll put it on like the next person, and their relationship not even like that, but that's how you feeling about yours, knowing you should leave but you telling everybody else what to do when you should be doing that. So it's just a popular topic. um
So I have a question, and I don't think it's really a question, but so do you feel like, you know how when people, let's say, when people see like relationship, like if somebody sees you out with your person or on social media and they think, oh, you're just living this happy life and this person is doing this, that, and the third for you. But in reality, so they pretty much want what you have, but in reality, you're fighting for your life. Like everything ain't
ain't picture perfect.
or what is cracked up to be.
Yeah, facts.
Hmm. Yeah, be a lot of those.
Hmm.
Like you don't even know him for real. He is mentally unstable. He gotta get cussed out from time to time. You don't know me for real because if I'm mad, that means I'm hungry. I need some food. Where is the
Right.
food? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
that's a
anyway,
good point. That's a good point, though. I ain't
yeah.
think about that.
You know, that just popped up in my head. I just had a flashback. So, yeah. Why do older people project their fears, insecurities, and survival mindset onto younger generations?
I think sometimes they mean well, but it can come off as projecting. Some may not realize that. Instead of giving guidance or advice, then they actually project. It overall comes from life experiences and not accepting the truth about ourselves or themselves. And other people are not us, and we are not others. And we have to remember that. And we have to see every situation for what it is. Some older people also see themselves in the younger generations. So that can be like behavior, skills, talents. It can be a number of things. But that makes them think back to like the what ifs, and instead of teaching them or like showing new ways, they just project what they went through and felt onto the younger generations. And it can even be unhealed traumas going on, or just validation of their own choices, even when projecting in that survival mode.
And I can agree with that. I'll piggyback off of that. I feel like I'm like that too, only with a certain thing. There's one thing that I feel like I project on to like my cousins, not you, but like to my cousins or like other friends or whatever, or even associates. Like, and one thing I tell people all the time, even my cousin, I swear my cousin could vouch for me. Like, even though I have two kids, two boys, I am team fuck them kids. Like, I just don't feel like I just, and that's because I just know, and not to say because I know there, and I've seen it, there are people who are happily married, have kids. I've seen that. I've witnessed that pretty much every day because my uncle and my auntie. But I also know the bad side, having to get it out the mud, the stress that comes with it. Like, I just feel like now, knowing what I'm knowing what I know now, knowing what I know now, like for my cousins and being like how we grew up, because we pretty much grew up the same. We're going through the same shit as far as with our family and stuff. I just don't want that for her. And it's not out of,
I feel like you just giving her guidance and being insightful though.
yeah, but I feel like it's projection too because of what I've been through and what I'm still going through. So that's
Mm.
why I'm like, especially with her, it's really with her. I'm like, no kids. Please, no kids. And if she does decide to have kids, I really would really want her to wait until she's like in her 30s. I think she's like 22 right now, 21 or 22. So if she was to go down that route, I would want her to be in her 30s, just off that strength, just based off of what. Yeah, I feel like it's projection, but then I also see myself in her, and we're both Geminis.
Mm.
So yeah, I feel like it's both. I feel like it's both. But I'm on her about that, like nonstop, like school, work, money, school, work, money, live your life.
Right, I feel
Ain't
you.
nobody think
I
about no
try to instill
kids.
that. Yeah,
Like,
I feel you because I guess you know what. Let me think. Let me think. Let me reflect. I think I probably do that too on the opposite side. Like I'll be the one to be like, yes, go get your degree, travel first, do your goals first, make sure you happy with what you want to do, start your business, do whatever you want to do. So I could see that.
yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of projection because I've already went through that route and it wasn't a good route. So I try to steer her off of that route as much as I can. I know it can't last forever, but as long as I can.
Okay, so that kind of leads into the next question. When we project onto others, how much of that projecting is reflected aspects of us? Do we try to hide those?
Um, I don't. I feel like it's 50-50. It could be because it's within ourselves, or we could just be doing that because everybody else is scared to say it, or you probably wrong about something, or you probably right about something. I mean, it just depends on the situation and the circumstance. So I think it's 50-50. It could be projection, or it could just be everybody else scared to say it, so I'm gonna say it.
Yeah. And I think what you said earlier kind of helped me understand like the 50-50 thing about like understanding like where the other person is in their life and how they are and what they do too. But I do think it's a lot, like you said, I think it's a big percentage of us, of it being us. And then now that you like further explained, then yeah, it could be a little bit of the other Jesus of the other person as well. Um, like you said, just how they act, what they do, and then like when it comes to us, it's probably like our ego, or we just probably don't realize the maybe the things we don't like about ourselves sometimes, things like that. And it can like affect how we interact and how we communicate, and not just with like the intimate relationships, but even at work, like friendships, family, anything. So, and it can be related to a lot of things: laziness, jealousy, vulnerability, anger. Like people can be like, "Why are you so angry?" But you the one that's always angry though. Stuff like that. So we just, I just feel like just should acknowledge it all and just be yourself. Like, just say what you gotta say, like you said, and true, just be a little mindful, I guess. Hmm.
Yeah, I also think that people, well, you should recognize when it's coming from a place out of love or out of respect. To, coming from out of love or respect, or when it's just bullshit. That's the word for the week. Bullshit. Because that's all that's been happening. It's bullshit. So I think you just need to know.
Know the person
Not even know the
or know the
person. Just
situation.
be able to tell. Like if you in tune with, I don't know, energy.
Hmm.
Because
Heavy on energy.
you can, and how a person, I don't know, and I wouldn't even take it how a person says it, because some people, that's just how they talk.
Hmm.
I don't know. You gotta be
Know the person.
in tune with your surroundings and in tune with yourself to know whether or not it's genuine or if it's bullshit.
Yeah, that's true. So why you say this week was bullshit?
I mean, it just has been. It's been nothing but nonstop chaos. So I'm just trying to, stay above it all, but it's been nonstop shenanigans all week, all weekend. So yeah, I'm just trying
Well, you
to.
ain't got no total bad news.
No, no total bad news, but it's enough. It's enough to last a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but
right
they,
now,
God got the final say though.
that's that's been a tough situation for me when it comes to that. Yeah. So I'm basically just staying out the way. I'm on the low. I'm staying out the way, and if people need me, they know where to find me. Other than that, I've been out the way because it's just been back to back bullshit, and I'm just trying to stay calm, cool, and collective. And that's what I'll say. I guess that's our mental check-in.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, um, I don't really have no. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow of this week and staying out the way. Kind of staying to myself a little bit. So yeah, that's my mental thing this week. What about you?
I've been pretty. It's been busy. I say busy and productive. I got me a second job, so
Damn, that quick?
yes, yep. So finna start that.
Shout out to her. It
Other
wastes
than
no time. It ain't even August yet.
girl, I ain't playing. I need that money ASAP. 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 For real.
I feel you though, because the summer always breaks your pockets. I feel like because I refuse to get my pockets broken
It
for
really
the
do.
holidays. That's
That
just something
that part.
I ain't never been a fan of doing. Summertime come, it's
Yes.
I'm spending it.
And
But
then I'm
not
at the point I'm ready to get some stuff paid off. And
girl.
then add more into my investments. I'm ready for all that.
Girl, heavy on to get stuff paid off. Honestly, I just want to do it the hood way, but that ain't gonna work for me. God probably gonna make an example out of my ass, and that ain't gonna work. So
Mm,
I'm gonna just go ahead and stick to the
stick to
route
what
you
you're
supposed to
doing.
stick on.
Uh-huh. Stick to what you're doing.
Yeah, but if it get too hard, I'ma just might,
Girl.
just might.
No, don't. Just hold on. Just hold out.
Yeah,
I
we'll
need to get me
see.
a lottery ticket.
I'll be saying that and then I don't ever get one.
Me neither.
I
I've been saying that
really,
for the longest.
it got to be in my spirit because I don't even gamble. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in gambling. That's one way to fuck up your whole life, literally. So yeah, I don't really care for that gambling shit.
I,
People be losing houses, cars. People putting their house up.
yeah,
Whole time they
that's
family
too
don't even
much.
know. Then
That's
next
too
thing you
much.
know, they getting put out because your husband or your wife then got this gambling problem. He or she owe people money.
And that be that underground gambling.
Hell
But a
yeah.
lottery ticket, I'll spend $10 every 6 months.
No, because the way this gas going up, no, I could put that in my damn tank. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I gotta feel it in my spirit. Just like with giving stuff to people. Like, I did my good deed. I feel like we just went, but I did my good deed last week. It was these two boys because I was looking for stuff for this concert, and I gave them both some money for their little football thing. They were raising money for their for football. I gave them both money. So, and they was black too. So I definitely felt it in my spirit to give to them. So yeah, I mean, I just got to be in the spirit to do it. If I ain't in the spirit, I ain't doing it. So
That's understandable. Because you got to
yeah,
want them to do
$10 can go in my gas tank. Even though it ain't gonna fill it up to nothing, it can go in there.
it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm going to get gas regardless. But every 6 months, I don't even play it like that. I probably do once a year, if that.
Yeah, this a minute. This probably been a couple years since I done gave something to somebody though, for real. And then I don't feel like playing with these people because you get money from me, but you're hopping in your car. You have a whole car.
Park down the street.
Yeah, I don't got time for that. Like I could have saved my $10. So yeah, yeah. No, $10 can go in my tank. I'm sticking to it because this gas going out like water. You know how many times I've been to the gas station?
Well, see, I guess I'll be used to working from home, so I don't really be
Oh
driving like
yeah,
that.
no, 30 miles to work, 30 miles back.
Damn.
Hmm.
Well, everybody, that concludes our episode 7, Projecting Lifestyles. We'll see y'all next week, episode 8, and we will definitely be saying more.
See y'all.